Yo, we just saw the Superman trailer, and DC cooked with this. So now I'm trying to see the breakdown. I need to know exactly. I need to see every detail. Every detail.
What this film is all about. So let's get to the breakdown.
Yo, what the fuck? They cook. After all those L's, they're cooking.
Right there with the first shot,
yeah.
We can see that Superman has a bit of an accident.
A bit of an accident? He got his ass whooped.
The landing. More than likely leading us to believe, and maybe the trailer's just framed that way, but maybe he, I don't know, is battling somebody and gets badly hurt.
Yes. There's no way he got like this just because he didn't stick the landing. This motherfucker is fighting Thanos.
We see that Superman is pretty bad off in our first, well, look at him, I guess. Now, before this scene continues in the trailer,
yo, look at the boots. That's fire.
Shots of the film,
I swear that looks like Noah Beck right there. I don't know why. Yo, I don't know, bro.
Rushing through a massive crowd of people to get to his job, which of course is at the Daily Planet. We also briefly get a look at the outside of the Daily Planet.
Yeah, it looks tough.
You know, Earth right there with the logo and everything. We saw in the teaser trailer.
This movie looks so great, yo. How? 44 Concord Street, Metropolis.
Superman, you know? Quick highlight of the director in case you
damn right.
We'll come back to this
if you don't know who James Gunn is, you're living under a rock.
Side of the Daily Planet. You see again the Daily Planet in the back, and you see screens everywhere running the news. People trying to get the story together at their own.
What's the news?
You know, little tables and cubicles in the back, as you can see. We then got a shot of Lois Lane as she's coming into frame, just picking up some coffee or whatever. And again, behind her, the news is running. People do seem to be fixated on the news during this scene a little bit more, so I'm guessing this is one of the major fights that breaks out. Again, back on that in just a moment.
But who's he fighting?
We also got another shot of Clark Kent, what I assume is right next to his desk, or not his desk. I mean,
bro looks mad Aki.
He's like looking on, and she's like, "What are you doing, Smallville?" You know, that typical line that they always like to drop in everything Superman, and he's probably going to bumble around. Right there in the foreground, though, we got Jimmy Olsen looking at a newspaper. And I
what? That's Jimmy Olsen?
And here we are, director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the CW Supergirl. He was black.
Trilogy. Again, some people are already mad at this, guys.
Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy.
This is the guy that directed 3 films you loved. Here you go. Come see the new Superman.
The third one was kind of weird, but I'll give it to him.
We got our first look at the Kent farm, which definitely looks a lot different than what most people are used to. But again, the Kent farm evolves, so, you know, it is what it is. The important part here is...
Okay, so where's his spaceship, though? Because I know on his farm, somewhere they got his spaceship. So what? These some fake cows, huh? These cows, they, like, open up. They're, like, secret keys, right? Like, this under here somewhere?
Is Pa Kent, who looks to be in a pretty serious discussion and an emotional one with Clark. I'm going to guess James Gunn is throwing us a curveball and that Ma Kent dies and Pa stays alive.
Damn.
Just, you know, for the sake of remixing things up, because as far as I saw, we don't ever see her. So that's just my speculation. True. We finally cut back
Super
to the
Dog
of the trailer with Clark crashing down over...
Yo, was I the only one that didn't know we were getting the Super Dog? Yo, look at his little cape. Look at his little cape, yo.
The frozen wastelands, the tundra, whatever.
Nah, that dog looks so cute.
Asking for help. That's
so adorable.
Crypto the Super Dog. Yes,
Crypto.
The dog has superpowers. Yes,
that's so cute.
Comic book accurate. Yes, this is a thing that happens. I know some people don't believe it, but
that's
it
so
is.
adorable.
And I'm pretty excited to see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting to see a super-powered Crypto, to say the least. Next up, we got a shot that's going to upset some people, but it's Clark Kent saving children.
Why the fuck would it... Why would that shit upset anybody? Huh? The shot looked so great, like, in slow motion. Like, that's how a speedster should be made. Like...
in this scene specifically, we see him as he kind of, like, swoops in as there's a pretty horrific accident about to happen.
So why people going to be upset?
Little girl, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, whatever you will. Yeah, he saves her and obviously, you know, is protecting her. It's a pretty cool looking scene in the trailer.
That should look dope.
Nicely mixed with the CG and practical, which you can see is on the set. Then we shift on over
Lex Luthor
by a building before we see Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, turn around, and he looks rather pissed. More on this in just a little
I
bit.
don't know. His
but
face
I
looks
really
weird
like
as
the
Lex Luthor to
sense
me,
of
but
Luthor here and the wealth he has, along with you know, the Luthor name, because we see the building that he's in. And you can tell that
Luthor
this
Corp.
Luthor Corp is going for a much different approach than what we've seen in previous versions. I mean, this is a
That's
lot
crazy.
more
Bro owns two
big
buildings
and, you
right
know,
there.
imposing over the entire city.
Bro,
Like,
bro owns the Twin Towers of Metropolis. What the fuck?
definitely looks like his building is the biggest in the city.
Yeah, it is.
Two of them connected by this unique bridge, arch, whatever you want to call it. And you can tell his office is right in the middle. Speaking
Oh,
of that,
that's
let's
fire.
cut straight to Lex with a revolver.
Yeah, this looks like some James Bond shit right here, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it.
I'm gonna guess, this is just a guess, but it's probably loaded with a kryptonite bullet, I would assume.
Ooh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Probably.
looking like, you know, he's fed up and he wants to take out Superman. My guess is in this version, Lex saw himself as like the hero of the people, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna save them with the wealth and everything I got, but he's a corrupt billionaire, and now he's sick and tired of Superman
that's what it's
taking
looking
the
like.
spotlight when he should be the hero of Metropolis. Anyways, though, after that, we got a shot
Look
of
at that.
Superman in a
Look at that.
containment cell who
Oh.
ends up punching out of it in a pretty cool scene with this like weird, like wide-angle fisheye lens. Almost looks GoPro-y. I'm not saying it's shot on a GoPro, but you get what I'm saying with the style of it.
Yo, this
It's a
whole
pretty
movie
cool
looks
scene
so
showing
beautiful.
Superman break out of it. I'm guessing this is when he willingly let himself be taken in, or
Okay.
you know, like they took him in willingly, and then suddenly things start to go down. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here to save the city, guys. So arrest me when I'm back."
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna
Superman,
be.
of course, inspires hope, and we see a little child somewhere. We don't know exactly
Yeah.
where, but it's clearly a poverty-stricken country as he raises a makeshift Superman flag. Asking
Yo,
for
the
help.
music in the
Obviously,
background too.
we
This
are
whole
playing the
trailer,
angle
that
of
shit was
hope,
crazy.
Superman, you know, the savior. So
Oh, who's the composer for this whole movie? Because this shit is giving me Sam Raimi Spider-Man vibes, like Spider-Man 2 soundtrack vibes.
here you go. A very dirtied up Superman walking through a crowd of people.
Fire.
That
As
seem
someone,
to not
yo,
want him here in our
this guy threw a fucking can at him. Yo, you lucky, cause if I had Superman's power and you threw a can at the back of my head, ooh, you gonna see my eyes start glowing red. Ooh, yeah, that's the last thing you'll see. Yeah, you better than me, better than me.
I guess is that he's sort of been maybe framed as a bad guy, or a lot of collateral damage was caused by something we're going to talk about in just a minute. We then got a shot of Superman inside of a building with tons of people outside. No idea what this is. Very interesting scene, though, so I guess we'll see maybe in the future trailers or TV spots a little bit
I think-
more of this. A couple of
You know what it looks like here?
maybe
I don't know why, but over here it looks like maybe like some building collapsed, right? And maybe Superman wasn't able to like, you know, save them. And then like these are like sort of like maybe like the names, and maybe his mother was there somehow, you know, and he like's coming like to pay respect or something. If I'm right, I gotta go for the lottery.
TV spots a little bit more of this. A couple of shots.
Green
of
Lantern.
got
Yo, why look like he got the Tyler the Creator fucking wig that he be wearing on those fucking concerts?
Played by Nathan Fillion. Yes, he's got that ridiculous bowl haircut. So James Gunn was not
Yo,
lying when
bro.
he said that would appear. He's
That's
obviously
funny.
using his ring's powers. And here's another shot of it. He's clearly putting up like a green force field so people can't see in. And
That shit
whatever
looks
Clark
fucking
is
so
looking at as the
good.
Justice League International shows up. And
So we're
speaking
gonna
of
get the
that, there's
Justice League?
Another shot we're gonna jump right into, which is Hawkgirl flying in
Yo.
to fight something. We don't see it at this specific moment. We'll talk about it in just a second, but we got to talk about somebody else.
Yo, first I was like, yo, there's like so many characters, like how for the introduction of this Superman's movie, but it looks good, yo, it looks really good.
Metamorpho. Our one shot of him, and we know they did Metamorpho practically, so he looks pretty cool. But you know
Metamorpho, what
else
the
looks cool?
fuck? Does he
Something
shapeshift?
elite with action figures, a giant kaiju in Metropolis. My guess is that this scene takes place after the scene with
What?
Green Lanterns coming in and Superman entering the building.
We have a
And
kaiju?
They go out, they fight this thing.
What is that
Tons of
shit?
Collateral damage happen. They then land. but Superman maybe caused a little too much damage, and now everybody...
Yo, maybe that's the shit that gets Superman, like, bloodied up.
Turning on him. Then we got Frank Grillo's character, Rick Flag Sr. show up. They arrest him. I'm getting all this from the set photos, mind you. And then we get to the, rest of the film, and Lex Luthor are going, I can become the hero if I just put down the menace that just destroyed Metropolis.
Nah, that's crazy.
Speaking of destruction, there's another scene right here of a building.
Yeah, that's
falling.
fucking
Again,
crazy.
I'm assuming this is the kaiju doing the damage and the hero.
That's 3 buildings, no? Yo, who the fuck? Someone flew straight through it, and this is knocking over. What the fuck? What is that up top? Yo, that looks like kryptonite crystals or some shit. Am I seeing something? Yo, what the fuck?
Do not prevent this, causing loss of life and, well, a lot of damage to Metropolis.
Yeah.
We got a scene of Lex.
Ooh, nah. He looks scuffed up. He mad.
Intensely pissed. Again,
ooh,
background behind him. His office is definitely in the middle of that little
this looks good.
bridge between the two buildings, and it looks like he's seen better days. My guess is that this is right before the final act. Now, I did quickly rearrange some of the images here to structure the conversation, but again, right here, it's obviously like the first look we got at David as Superman with the eyeball thing behind him.
What is that shit?
This is, as we see in the trailer, when these two have a relationship and he's ready to go, maybe fearing he could die during this fight, because it looks pretty emotional. And speaking of death and emotion...
Yo, don't tell me the dog dies. Ooh, DC, I'm begging you. You just gave me this dog. Don't rip it from me, please. Please don't rip it from me.
Death of a robot in the Fortress of Solitude. My guess is that this represents like his family, and
that robot will be alright.
So he's not gonna have any contact with them anymore.
Okay.
Like, not even like the hologram or anything like that, and he feels a real sense of loss again because now he doesn't even have an AI that's sort of based on his parents from Krypton. A scene of Superman fighting somebody, and if we just take
who is he fighting?
Look, we can tell this is in fact Mr. Terrific he's fighting.
Is that a villain?
Interesting, because James Gunn has teased that that's going to be an angle, but again, we just don't know to what extent. And last up is our final shot we're going to talk about here with Superman and Lois doing the iconic kiss as they float.
That looks cool.
Pretty awesome. This is what you know Superman for. It's one of the most iconic scenes ever. And here it is. They're perfectly recreating it here. So that is it, everybody. That is the trailer. I think it's pretty amazing overall.
Yo, I'm so excited for this movie. DC has never gotten me like this. Ever. But this movie looks so fucking good. Oh my gosh. I need it. I need it.